So your boy, he signed it, man. So he signed a contract up until 2031, man. 6 year contract. And look, Barcelona. If look, top is it? Are you sure you need him? Are you sure if we can't give you just a little cheeky bit, just a little cheeky bit for him, that you won't be cool with it? That's what I'm asking. All I'm asking is if you can just give us a little cheeky bit there. But if not, that's fine. Look, this Barca had to do it, and I think that's based on the season that he had. It was imperative that they said what's up and they gave this guy this contract, 6 years key. So just a few details. So it's 325,000 a week. Pretty good. Again, if you're a top tier player, the market price really is 300k and above. Some guys are getting 400 because I think Salah might be on 400k. Now, there are bonuses, and a very interesting bonus. So if he wins the Ballon d'Or, that's a bonus that he gets. And what's interesting is this. We discussed this on the Hangouts. So if PSG win the UCL, I think regardless of what happens, I think Dembele gets the Ballon d'Or. If somehow Simone Inzaghi can say what's up and Inter win that UCL, there's a very good chance that the journalists are going to give it to the mean. they might give it to the mean machine. They might give it to the mean machine if Inter win it. Journalists will look at it and say, bruh, you know what? Yamal, take that one. So I think Yamal has a pretty good chance of winning the Ballon d'Or this season in September if Inter say what's up. But even if he doesn't, bro, he's got so many years that you would expect that unless he doesn't fall off a cliff, he doesn't get a serious injury, his kneecaps don't get grenaded, he should win at least 2 or 3 Ballon d'Ors, given just how good he is and just how much better he is than everyone else. But we'll see. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Release clause. Now, here's the thing. Guys, let's not be revisionist here. Who thought that anybody would pay 222 million for one player? Who thought that we would go from the world transfer record being 90 million to 222? Because that's what they did to trigger Neymar's release clause. And Neymar was like, fine. So, but the fact that someone paid that just showed you how ridiculous it was. Now, the release clause for Yamal is a billy. 1 billion. Not naira, not pesos, not rupees, not lira. 1 billion pounds sterling. Put it pounds sterling, euros, whatever. That is the price that it's going to take to trigger his release clause. And it's one of those things that, put it this way, even if they were to do that, that's just Barca just being protective here. So let's say like someone is crazy enough to pay the release clause. Let's just say that PSG drill like 4 oil rigs, and they said, you know what, a bill in cash. I don't think Yamal leaves. I do think that Yamal feels that no, this is his home, and he wants to follow in the footsteps of Rivaldo, Romario, Dino, Neymar, Messi, to really be the face of Barcelona for like the next decade or so. So I feel like this is on his Spanish. He came to the youth team and everything, but what is very key, you just never know. Like when Neymar arrived at Barcelona, bro, yeah, you're following in the lineage of Rivaldo, Romario, and Dino. Of course, he's going to commit here to Barca. He'll never leave. But you can never know. Like, not only in football, just in life, never assume. Who knows how Yamal will be, his character and his personality in 5 years' time? What if we have a situation where Barca are just messed up, the team is messed up, the team is doing really, really badly, then financial ruin, and PSG look like a good destination. Real look like a good destination. He probably wouldn't do that. Liverpool look like a good destination. Bayern look like a good destination. Chelsea. So that billion is like, look, let's just protect ourselves that even if he feels like he wants to leave, someone has to pay that 1 billion. And again, guys, if anybody comes out and puts a billion, it's one thing paying 222. And guys, I don't think we've really comprehended what it's meant. We just sort of assumed, I don't think we really fully comprehended what it meant for someone to pay 222 million for a single player. It's freaking insanity. Guys, I remember a time when Christian Vieri was the most expensive player in the world for 30 million when he went from Lazio to Inter Milan. And I remember, bro, you're paying 30 million for a single player? I remember that. And now we've not got into this situation here. So yeah, and I remember when Shearer was the most expensive striker in the Premier League for 15 million when he went from Blackburn to Newcastle. How terms of change is absolute insanity. But look, it's it's a huge thing, and I think also as well you have to realize that he's also going to be giving the number 10 jersey. And here's the thing: people think that I'm a masochist or I'm messed up. I think that there should be a public ceremony where Ansu Fati has his back to Yamal, and Yamal takes two hands and rips the number 10 shirts off of Ansu Fati, and Ansu Fati now has a first class ticket to freaking Monaco to sign his contract. I think there should be a public giving over of Ansu Fati saying, "Bro, I should have won this jersey. When this jersey this season was actually an offense to football, bro. Here you go, take your damn jersey, man. Look, it's looking good. And look, as I said again, I follow Yamal on Instagram. Shout out to his little bro who's freaking hilarious. Shout out to his mom's black skin, black skin, black skin. So, I just I think because for me, I just feel that he's a great custodian for football. Just as how Messi was a great custodian for football, just how Dinu was a great custodian for football, how R9 was a great custodian for football. I feel that Yamal is following in the footsteps of R9, Maradona, Pele, Dinu, Messi, Neymar, in being that this is the best representation of what football is about. So take your stats crap somewhere else, bro. Okay, we're not. See, actually, this is what does it say? The video. The tagline of the channel is: "This is the home of football analysis. This is the home of football, and we are here to appreciate football. If you understand ball, see, if you don't speak ball, it is what it is. This go over here. If you're fluent in ball, if you speak fluent ball, you know that this is the face of football and this is the right custodian of football. And I feel that as long as Laporta doesn't mess around and we don't have a Bartomeu 2.0 and they get their finances in stack and they get their hold of finances in shape and they keep hold to a flick, Barcelona is the best club for him in terms of how Barcelona view football, how important they view the philosophy of football. And I think that this is just the right place for him to grow because what we want as football fans is for the guy to really do some crazy, amazing things in carrying on what it means to really be the superstar in the face of football. Like that vid, click the join button below to become a member. Shout out to my Patreon peeps out there. Baby, thank you for your support. Subscribe. Super number over there. Check out those other vids.